everyone and welcome. It is club time and we've got the May club of the month from Spellbinders, and I've got the Pop of Summer, and this is an awesome die set that is super fun. And I've got some scrap pieces that I'm going to use to die cut my pieces out, and I'm going to use the peridot for the light color, and I'm going to use Rainforest for the darker color on my can. We're going to do that. We're also going to bring in some cardstock for our straw, and I've got this scrap here that'll fit perfectly for our straw, and then I have got another strip that I can use for the decorative element of the straw. We're going to use that, and that'll be fun. And these are just scraps that I had in my bin that I want to use up. So I think we're going to bring some more peridot in for some of the leaves. And then we've got some orange because we've got like an orange that we can use. We're going to use that. And we have an umbrella that we can add to it. And I think we can add some fun pieces to our umbrella with, let's see, I need a lighter color. Actually, I was going to use the darker color on this. So hopefully we can get that, yeah, we can get that die cut out of this strip here. So we'll just cut it down, and we've got our umbrella. Get it on there. And then we will bring in, we've got another piece to the umbrella. So we'll bring in, I think we can use some of the pink on that, and that'll look good with it. Just kind of keeping with our color scheme. So we've got that. We have some more leaves, and so I'll bring in a scrap of green, and we'll probably die cut several leaves out. Okay, for the outside of our orange, we're going to bring in a lighter, and then for the inside, I'm going to bring in a yellow color. I've got a little bit of ink on there, so that was a good one to use, a piece of scrap. And then I thought it would be fun also, I'm not sure, but I think it'd be fun to use the watermelon as well. Our green scraps are going to be we're going to have a lighter and a darker for our watermelon pieces is what we're going to have. So I think I've got most everything. We do have some, I think these are like olives, so I'm going to go ahead and lay them down on the green there. And I think we've got all of our pieces out. Now we do have the bird and the rainbow that I haven't chosen to use. I think the bird would be fun. I might assemble one just to show you what it looks like, but this is what we're going to work with on today's card. I wanted to just hop back on and show you. I have got the large Anna Griffin plate, and I'm going to be able to die cut out all of these pieces at once. And isn't that wonderful? What a time-saving feature. Okay, so I've got all my die cut pieces laying out here, and we're just going to get to assembling on them. And I thought for our orange, let's go ahead and get it assembled. And it kind of has a little bit of a wonky shape to it. So I'm going to try and get it lined up. Just kind of spin it around until you get it where you want it. And we'll get it laid down on there. And I think that lines up pretty nicely, right like that. And then we've got the outside edge that we're just going to get some glue on there. And this is the decorative piece. I just thought this would be cute, and we're just going to get it lined up on here. Again, try and find the right line. Get it pressed down there real good. And I think I'm going to bring in just my little blending brush and just put a little bit of ink around the edges. I'm not sure that ink is dark enough. I'm going to have to get a little darker color. There we go. A little bit of a darker color there, and just add a little color to it. Just kind of do one side there. There we go. And just add a little bit of dimension away. Now we're going to go ahead and assemble our can. We've got the light layer on top and the dark layer on the bottom. and it goes together pretty easily. Get it lined up on there. Super fun die set for the summer. I think it's super fun, super cute. So we've got that, and I think we're gonna bring in some green and just do a little bit of kind of the same type of thing on our can. Just give it a little bit of dimension. Just trying to pick up all that green on there, and that's enough. And actually, while we're at it, we've got some leaves here that could use a little extra attention. So we'll just add some ink to those. I'm just using Mowed Lawn as what I'm using for the green ink. And we don't need much, just a little bit. And I think we'll do the bottom of our watermelon as well and just give it a little bit of color and a little bit of interest. I think that'll work. These darker green ones, I'm not gonna worry about with that. We're just gonna have it on the lighter one. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually add our orange to our can like that, but we'll just keep going. And okay, so we're gonna go on to our watermelon. I was missing a piece from it, so I needed to get it. I didn't get the base layer for it. So we're just gonna put some glue on here, and we're gonna get our seeds on our watermelon. And we'll just get that lined up. Gotta line that up toward the top and just cover up all those holes. And then we've got our little green, and we actually, maybe we didn't need to ink that because we do have this layer here that we're gonna get laid down on our watermelon. Looks like it was a little bit bent, that piece, so I just kind of bended it in. Try and get little dots of glue on here, enough to hold it, but not enough that we're gonna make a big mess on here. So just try and get it lined up. Like I said, it was a little bit bent. So I'm gonna use my fingers to just kind of position it. There we go. Just kind of position it in there, and then we'll get it laid down on our, and this is a real ripe, juicy watermelon. I used a darker color, probably darker than what I needed for this, but we'll get it assembled. And there's our watermelon. Probably could have used a lighter red for that. We've got our straw. It is 2-piece. And when you die cut this piece out, you actually have to use the other piece as well because there's no cutting edge on this side. So you die cut this out, and then you take and lay this die over the top of it, line it up exactly. You can push it in the groove, and then it'll die cut the inside of it out. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that because it does die cut out differently because it doesn't have that cutting edge on this inside of it. So you just have to make a couple passes to get it where you want it. Try and get it laid down on there. Ah, my tweezers got a hold of it. That's okay. We can work it back in where it goes. And just get it lined up in there. There's nice detail on there, so you can get it lined up just exactly like it goes. And then you've got a fun straw. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's do our umbrella. So the umbrella is 3 pieces. You've got the handle layer, you've got the base layer, and then you have some decorative collar layer here that you can add to it. And we're just gonna get it assembled. We've got kind of a wild array of colors on here. Hopefully it'll all come together nicely. Just clean up that little bit of glue that's on there. And now we've got our umbrella layer. And there we go. So that's cute. And then we have, I'm choosing to call these olives. Now you could make them cherries, say they're cherries or blueberries or whatever you want, but mine are gonna be olives. And so I'm gonna bring in a red marker for this. And I'm just gonna color this with my red. This is just a red Copic marker. And I'm just gonna add some color to it so we have some red that, and you really only need to do the area where the circle is, but I don't know how I'm gonna line them up, so I'm just getting a good amount of it. Probably don't even need to be clear out to the edges, and I might regret doing that, but okay, so then we'll lay that on there. I think it's going to work out all right. So this might be a little spritzer because we've got olives in it, and might just be a little spritzer drink. So there we go. So I think we've got all of our elements, and you might have noticed I did go ahead off camera and die cut this out and assemble it. It's a really interesting piece. You start with this layer and then that layer and then add that layer, then the body, and you've got the back layer on the back of it. And then there's a base layer for the beak that you're going to die cut out in something darker, and then the cheeks, and then the little feet. So it is a cute little die. Anyway, we might use it. I don't know. I hadn't planned on it, but so we've got all of our elements here. Now we just need to bring in the pieces for our card. Okay, we've got our elements for our card, and we're going to be using the embossing folder of the month. It's called Poolside, and we've got it, and I've just cut it down to 3 3/4 by 5. And then for our back panel of our card, we're going to use Oceanside, and we're going to lay it down on there. And I think it's going to make the white panel pop, and then all of our elements will just pop right off of that white panel, and they'll be able to be the star of the show. So I've just got my A2 size card base. This is hammer mill, and we're going to get that laid down on there. We've got our 3 3/4 by 5. I think we will go ahead and pop it up just to add some dimension. And grab my sticky scissors. And we'll just lay this down. I think we've got enough room. We can do 3 strips on there. And then we'll have good, solid base for our elements. There we go. And we've got a little bit of sun that's wanting to pop in on the glass mat, which I never am going to complain about sunshine, but I had to pull the blind down a little bit. So if it seems a little bit darker, it's because I'm having to pull the blind down because of the sunbeam. So there we go. We've got that laid down on there. And next we're just going to start layering our elements. I'm going to grab my Spellbinders tweezers, and we're just going to get them laid down on here and just create a little scene. And oh my goodness, I can't wait to be poolside. We're going to have some pool time this summer for sure. I'll be keeping the boys, and they have a pool at their house, and so we'll probably be spending some time by the pool, and that'll be fun. So I'm just going to get my leaves laid down here on my orange. We're just going to kind of layer them up on here like that. Clean up a little bit of glue. We're going to get that added to our soda can. I don't know if you say pop or if you say soda. Let me know in the comments below if you say pop, soda, Coke, whatever it is, how do you refer to a canned drink like that? Now, I just glued that down, and I didn't leave room for me to tuck my things in, so don't do that. I'm just going to lift them up for a minute and just get my pieces laid down in there, and it'll come together pretty quickly. So I got busy talking and wasn't paying attention. That happens sometimes when you're making videos. So we've got this. I kind of want it to be over here. I need to get my straw laid down on there. Give it a little press. Just give it a little press. We do have our watermelon. Not sure if I need it. Let's just put it over here with our straw. We'll kind of put our pink and our red together with our little straw. We've got our little toothpick with what I've chosen to put is some olives on there. I'm going to fill in a little bit of space with our leaves. We'll get some of these laid down in here. Just kind of fill them in a little bit like that. I think we're going to have a couple extra leaves. And then let's add our little, that's cute. I think I need a foam square for that one. Let me just grab one of these for the top one because we're layering it on top of stuff, so I want it to lay good and flat. And then we'll just put a little bit of glue on this, maybe a little bit on our stick. And let's just tuck that in there. And I think it's cute. I guess we did layer over that. And then I said we weren't going to use the bird, but I did get it die cut out. Oh, it'd be fun to... Let's put the bird over here on the umbrella. I think that's kind of cute. So let's go ahead and do that. I said we weren't going to use the bird early on, but since we've got it assembled and we're using the Oceanside panel on the back, I think it makes sense to just bring it in and add the bird. And actually, I feel like I could tuck in another leaf over here, maybe even two. Let's see. I don't think we need the second one. Let's just go ahead and go with the first one. We'll get it tucked in down there. Gonna press my soda can down, and then we just need to add our cinnamon. And I just dug through my stash, and I had this Time to Celebrate already die cut out. I took the teeniest, tiniest little pieces of foam and laid it on the E and the T, and we're gonna just get this laid down on our card panel, and we have got a super fun card. Now I've got some little gems that we can add that I think would add a little bit to it. So let's go ahead and just get, if I can get a hold of them. I think I'm going to use my tweezers. And just put some of those on here. And I like the itty bitty ones. I just think they're so cute. I love the little ones. And we'll just get that laid down on there and fill in that little bit of white space, and just added some of those. Those are from Spellbinders. They're just some gems. And I think they look super cute. I think it's super cute. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And if you like this card and video, I've got several more videos and a playlist for Spellbinders. Check it out.